The UNEP report recommended the cleanup of oil-impacted sites in Ogoniland. Some parts of Ogoniland have experienced a touch from the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HYPREP, following its water project cited in some communities in Eleme, Tai, and Gokana local government area of the state. The Oil Watch Global Gathering held in Rivers State had some of its members visiting the project sites and impacted communities to ascertain the environmental situation. The Director Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Nemo Basi, who led the tour to different remediation sites, noted that work is ongoing and urged for speed to enable better lives for the people.
I've always said, and everybody, this is not disputable, the cleanup is ongoing. The cleanup is an exercise on very deep-rooted pollution that took a long time to occur. And has been there without any attention. It's not as fast as we would expect to see. The complex sites are still not being addressed. And of course, I think the significant thing that we saw today is the fact that the water supply is finally off the ground. The supply of water does not remove that problem. It only gives people water to drink, but the problem with the groundwater is still there. So that's one of the complex issues that are yet to confront, and we're hoping that they will take care of that.
HYPREP's information officer, Bobari Nafo, noted that once the project is completed, it will be handed over to community people who will handle things themselves, while he sensitized community members not to repollute the area.
Going on, and according to what the UNO report recommended, moving from the upland sites that are contaminated before going to the coastal area. And they have also seen our water stations in Alessa, our water station in Bidere, in Barako, and in Noa, showing that work is going on, and very soon the taps will be running. And we are not talking about water that will be at one point where people will come to fetch. We are talking about water that will be reticulated citywide. But what we are doing differently is adding a sustainability package to it, so that by the time we hand over these water schemes to the communities, they will continue to run it. Energy will not be a problem for them to run it. We've been sensitizing the communities, making them to understand that this environment is theirs. So repolluting the environment is to their own detriment. We have been working and they've been giving us cooperation. Most of the communities, they've ensured that those who come to reproduce their areas are no longer finding it as business as usual. So we are making a headway in terms of sensitization, ensuring that people don't go back to reproduce.
Also, in Bodo community, where the flag off of the cleanup was done, the project manager, Giole Global Services, Evidence Enoch, noted that the soil is clean and planting of mangroves has commenced, with over 1,000 mangroves planted.
Some levels of environmental restoration. For Jolie as a company, we have done over 150 hectares of soil. Claims are made okay by staff. So far we have commenced mangroving, which is a program of restoration. So we have planted over 100,000 proper goals, that's mangrove seedlings so far. I'm going to show you. So far about 1,000 hectares of land is impacted and included. We all know 1 hectare is about 10,000 square meters. So we're dealing with over 10 million square meters impacted mangrove environment, of which Bodok is actually an estuary. An estuary is a company of the Delta that defines that area between the water and where the land meets.
In Goi community in Gokana local government area, it was a different story entirely. The impact of pollution is still felt one hand. Community is completely neglected and abandoned, and its occupants have become refugees in other neighboring countries. The traditional ruler, Eric Barizado, lamented the sufferings experienced from the effect of pollution and its implication to the community. Nomobasi further talked about the peculiarities of Goi community and the effect on the ecosystem.
Are now in the diaspora. In fact, if you see the insult most of them do get from where they are staying, you will sometimes deny that you are not from Goi. People are suffering. If you look at as at 3-4 years ago, if you come to this place and the sun is high, you cannot stay. It now emits the gas. It is the gases that kill all the surrounding trees at the shoreline. Our people are suffering. If you see what my father died of, is respiratory complication. My mother died as the same result. Before, if I come here, I come with Ventolin and Frano to sustain myself because of the type of emission that is coming from the pollution that have taken place here for years.
Well, why this place was significant is that Goi community does not have an oil well. They don't have a flow station. They don't have gas flare. They don't have oil installation, apart from a pipeline that is passing at the fringe nearer to border. But the oil spill and fire that occurred here did not happen because they have oil installation here, but because the ecosystem, the creeks are all interconnected. Even if you clean the whole of Niger Delta in 5 years, it's going to take 1 or 2 or 3 lifetimes for the environment to return to what it ought to be. That is the biggest challenge, and that's what all our friends from Botswana, Namibia, Senegal, Togo, and the other countries, they should take that home. That if this thing happens, if all extraction is not something that you say you can do so well, there will be no pollution problem.
The group Oil Watch International visited communities in Ogoni to ascertain the environmental status. Polluters should clean up their pollution, and the government should ensure a clean and safe environment for citizens.